So in this lesson, we are going to learn about the concept of restoration. Restoration. So what is restoration? So if the system, if the system is in a stable equilibrium, is in a stable equilibrium, and if it is disturbed from its mean position, from its mean position, from its mean position, then it will start to, then the system will start to oscillate or vibrate about the mean position. So this property, due to which the system returns to its initial equilibrium position, is known as restoration. So we can denote this property with some classification. For example, let me first erase this thing. So restoration can be represented by spring. So spring can be, so the spring can be linear, or it can be torsional in nature, or it can be a leaf spring. Another way of defining the restoration is with the help of gravitational effect. Gravitational effect. For example, uh, suppose there is any curved surface here, and we are going to disturb a ball from its initial position. Suppose this is the initial position. This is the initial position of that ball of mass m, and we are going to move this ball in this direction. So the new position of that ball will be somewhat here, where its weight component will be acting towards downward direction. So when we are going to leave this ball from this initial from its final position, then it will move back to its initial equilibrium position. Another example of gravity can be a simple pendulum here. So another example will be a simple pendulum. Suppose there is a simple pendulum which has its initial position configuration shown in this position, and if it is disturbed from its initial position, suppose by theta angle, suppose we are going to displace this pendulum by theta angle, and if you are going to leave this pendulum from its final position, then this pendulum will move towards its initial equilibrium position. So mass m and weight component is acting downward. Now another property which can be denoted by restoration is the fluid property. This is the fluid property. So suppose there is a bucket which is filled with water, which is filled with some fluid, not particularly water only. So this is some fluid here. So this is some fluid, and we are going to introduce some mass of block M mounted to some spring. So this is the block of mass M. So when we are going to lower this mass M, then it will also experience some buoyant force and also some spring force. So we can say that the restoration is done by, so in this case restoration is done by restoration occurs due to spring and fluid. So this is the overall property of the restoration, and I think you have understood what does the restoration means. In the next lecture we are going to learn about some basic concepts of Hooke's law. So for now, thank you.